Let's have a conversation about child behavior. I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, calmness, self-discipline, and also education, all through the lens of self-government. And in this video, we're talking about child behavior. The concept of behavior is a deeper concept than you might imagine. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about behavior, what it really means to behave yourself, and then what you can do to improve child behavior. Did you know that the whole concept of behavior, according to Webster's 1828 dictionary, hinges on the idea that something very important relies upon how we conduct ourselves, whether we align ourselves with our moral, whether we establish a good character, that the destiny of our life, of our very existence, depends upon how we behave. That's deep. I guess that's why we care about behavior so much. There's so many times when I've been working with people in a political context where I'm working on policy, family policy or something like that, and there will be certain legislators that might have good ideas, or certain NGOs that have good ideas, but the way that they present those ideas is so repulsive, is so unkind or condescending, that even if their idea is right, I have a hard time wanting to agree with them because the behavior speaks so much louder than the words that they are saying. I don't know if people understand that nowadays, how powerful your behavior actually speaks of who you really are, because it's the behavior that gives the world the message, what you value, what you think, where your allegiance lies, what's important to you, where you're headed, who you are. We are embracing so many wild behaviors in our culture right now. People are so entitled in the way they communicate with other people. They're animalistic. They forget their humanity because of their emotion. When a person focuses on having good behavior, or they teach their children to have good behavior, they're actually overcoming that animalistic tendency, that animal side of who we are as humans, and instead going toward that true nature of the person, something that's deeper in there. What is their potential? Who are they becoming? That is really the essence of behavior. So let's talk about child behavior. What are you seeing? Leave me some comments in the chat. Maybe we can help you with some of the things that you're seeing, or point you toward a video that could be beneficial for you. There are so many on this channel that relate to child behavior. I know there are many people who are dealing with disrespect, with tantrums, with whininess, with disconnection with their children. These things are all very difficult to deal with. And when we deal with those things, we've got to, instead of taking them personally, instead of getting caught up in the emotion of them, we need to remember our own behavior. The title of this channel is the Teaching Self-Government channel. Self-government means that you choose where you're headed, how to get there, and then you control yourself repeatedly along the way. That's what it means to be a self-governed person. You analyze yourself, you correct yourself, and you enjoy that process because it helps you become more of the person that you ought to become. Your children need that opportunity as well. In fact, if you set up your environment right, then they can also get the opportunity to develop their behavior in a way where they're taking responsibility. They can't blame their behavior on you then, or anybody else. Indeed, we cannot blame our behavior on anybody else, and our children should not be allowed to blame their behavior on us or on anyone. Even if they've had a bad circumstance, we should not be encouraging that type of behavior because it shows a lack of integrity and honesty. Every single person, even if something happens to them, if they behaved poorly, can honestly evaluate and determine where they could have done something different. That is the essence of self-government. That's what we're all about here, and it starts with 4 basic skills of self-government. So if you've subscribed to this channel already, then you know I love talking about the skills of self-government. There are 4 basic ones. There are other skill sets that we could also develop based upon these 4 sets. There are also 5 teaching styles that parents use, which are skill sets for the parents to help correct these childhood behaviors over time. The 4 basic skills of self-government are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. The skill disagreeing appropriately is the gateway skill to self-government. It lays a foundation for future self-government to happen. And if parents understand these 4 basic skills, which are just adult skills, and they understand how to think in a disagree appropriately way, this also changes the way they do corrections with their children. There is a whole skill set in one of the teaching styles about effective corrections, and when I say effective, that means heart-changing, unifying corrections with our children. The type of corrections that don't lead to increased bad behaviors, because sometimes when parents power struggle with their children, that brings out worse behavior in their children as well. We want to encourage good behaviors. That means we need to have them for ourselves. That's what self-government is all about. I want to help you get more solutions for your behavior and for theirs. So watch my next video called Child Behavior Management. I'll see you there.